Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Stock Market Today. It's Allie, Coram, and Ken Shreve here with a breakdown of the action in today's session, Thursday, July 11th. And wow, Ken, a lot to get to today. It was a very interesting day. What do you have for us?
Well, lots of lagging performance from the Magnificent Seven stocks, but a lot of strength underneath the surface too. So let's talk about home builders. I want to talk about KB Home, KBH. Also, Urban Outfitters made a nice move in the retail sector, URBN. And then, all the Magnificent Seven stocks were down sharply today, but just wanted to take a look at Apple, AAPL. Pretty orderly decline and hasn't even tested its 10-day moving average yet.
And some really notable action. You mentioned home builders, small caps. We're going to talk about regional banks. So lots to get to. So let's do that. First, let's take a look at the major indexes. The Nasdaq today with that Mag 7 weakness down almost 2% on the day, while the S&P 500 was down about 0.9%. The Dow did manage to eke out a gain of about 0.1%, but small caps, that was really where it was at today, Ken, that outperformance. And wow, look at that huge move. IWM here, the ETF tracking the Russell 2000 small cap index, up, get this, 3.6% today, a big breakout, maybe even 3.7%. Either way, a big gain here for small caps. It definitely feels like the tone in terms of the Fed rate cut expectations, very serious reaction here today from the market.
Yeah, well, CME FedWatch that we talk about a lot, that is now considering the possibility of 3 rate cuts this year, which is a change. And all of this started when the Consumer Price Index came out earlier today and showed cooling prices in June. So once again, inflation headed in the right direction. Investors bought bonds again in spades, and that sent the 10-year Treasury yield to its lowest level since March. Last check, it was down about 9 basis points or so. So closed up near its high, but this big drop in interest rates really just provided a springboard for home builders and a lot of building-related stocks. So I would also say that the most incredible thing about today was, even though the Nasdaq was down close to 2%, we had breadth 3-to-1 positive. So 3-to-1 positive breadth on the Nasdaq, and on the NYSE it was almost 6-to-1 positive, with the S&P 500 almost down 1%. So pretty incredible day, and I think the main takeaway is that we still have to have some faith in this stock market uptrend. Market could work, even though the Magnificent Seven stocks, even if they start to lag, but there was a lot of good action and really expanding breadth underneath the surface today.
Yeah, which can definitely be seen in RSP here, up 1.2% versus the S&P's decline of 0.9% today. So a pretty notable shift here in the breadth. And Ken, I don't want to say it's too good to be true, but it almost feels like this scenario is playing out almost ideally how we would like. We've seen so much outperformance in the tech sector, and especially the mega caps. They've been pulling up this market. So to see a little bit of money flow out to broaden things out in the kind of way that we saw today, I think it's a good thing.
It's a good thing, and again, to reiterate, I think it's too early to give up on this confirmed uptrend. On the one hand, let's just we can pull up the Nasdaq, but you can see that's a pretty bad bar. It was up 7 days in a row, so probably ready for a pullback, but didn't even touch the 10-day moving average here.
Right.
Just talking about a name like Nvidia, which fell sharply, was down 5% on the day. That is just testing its 10-day moving average. So, pretty bearish price bar for Nvidia too. Volume was below average, but was quite a bit higher than recent sessions. So, to see Nasdaq breadth 3-to-1 positive today. Mentioned biotech stocks. IBB just had an incredible day, upside breakout for this biotech ETF, and again, just a lot of building related stocks. and financial stocks.
Right.
Even the ETF's KRE looks like a breakout here. The other ETF is KBE. This is just the banking ETF, a breakout here. So lots of strong action underneath the surface here. Kind of no doubt a strange market. We're so used to seeing the Metas and the Nvidias lead the market, but they've started to come under selling pressure. We didn't see any sell signals whatsoever in the Magnificent Seven stocks. So again, I think tomorrow will be important, final
Hmm.
trading day of the week. But I think there were some positives to glean from this
Hmm.
session.
Absolutely. And then in terms of what would be ideal from here is, we don't want a continuation of sharp sell-offs in the mega cap techs. If they can just, chill out and hold up and have some outperformance elsewhere, that seems like that would be a good recipe for this bull market to continue higher.
Exactly, and even one of the other magnificent stocks like Meta, META. Just want take a quick look at that one. This is a stock that was down 4% today. Volume picked up the pace from the prior session, but again, holding above 500 and just a test of the 21-day moving average here. So we trimmed some positions in the model portfolio. We trimmed some positions back today, including Meta. But again, I just can't reiterate enough. There was a lot of good action underneath the surface today, and I mean there were just a lot of stocks flashing buy signals. Bottom
Yeah.
line.
Yeah, a very bullish action outside of mega cap tech. And since you mentioned Leaderboard, just want to quickly point out we will be having our quarterly scorecard webinar coming up in about 15 minutes, 17 minutes from now. Ken and I are going to be on that along with Justin and Chris. If you are a member, you can go to leaderboard.investors.com and click on the banner at the top of the page there to join our webinar, where we're going to be talking about outperformance, stocks in the portfolio, market conditions, some of the standouts from the quarter as well. So don't miss it. Okay, now let's quickly get to these three stocks. Ken, here's a look at KBH. You mentioned home builders. I mean, clearly, if you're talking about rate cuts, this is clearly one group that is certainly to benefit, and investors put their money to work here today.
Yeah, there's a better than 90% chance now that the first rate cut will come at the September meeting. And like I said, the market has started to price in at least a little bit. I think news editor Ed Carson said it's about a 50-50 chance at this point that there will be 3 rate cuts this year. So that benefited the home builders and a lot of building related stocks. You definitely had a buy signal today for KB Home. We're going to hear from DR Horton next week. They report earnings as earnings season kicks into gear, and DHI had a nice move above a key moving average today. Doesn't look as good as KB Home, but again, we'll have to see how the home builders handle these gains tomorrow, because I think one day of strength normally is not going to create a
Right.
new trend, but there was a lot of volume in the home builders today, so that was compelling, and these stocks could very well hold these gains here.
Yeah, we definitely want to see a follow up on this strength, if not tomorrow, in the coming days and weeks.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the best scenario for us. Okay, let's take a look at Urban Outfitters. Also a bullish day here for the retail, and it's not only in apparel; it's also in home furnishings with its Anthropology brand, up 8.3%. A very strong breakout that you flagged early on in the day, Ken.
Yeah, there's still concerns out there, and the Fed has concerns about a slowdown for the economy. We've seen economic data weaken in recent weeks, and so there's still that worry for the market. But yet you see a lot of these consumer stocks breaking out to new highs, like Urban Outfitters and the home builders today. Maybe the market is rethinking things here, but Urban Outfitters is a quality name in the retail sector, and this was just a beautiful technical breakout today. Doesn't show the growth that we normally like to see in a growth stock, but very very bullish technical move here, and a relative strength line that's in pretty good shape. We've seen a lot of lagging relative strength lines in recent days. Stocks trying to break out, but relative strength lines aren't quite there. So this RS line still looks pretty good here.
Yeah, getting back above its moving averages. And you mentioned in terms of the fundamentals, so we've got single digit sales growth, some pretty strong earnings growth in recent quarters. So yeah, just a note there to give a little bit of color to what you were saying. And let's round things out with a look at Apple. We looked at a couple of other Mag 7 stocks. So Apple down 2.3% today after a 7-day win streak, along with the Nasdaq, but still well above the 10-day moving average. And I mean, if you just put this into perspective of, in context of the kind of gains that we've seen from Apple in recent months, here's a look at the weekly chart. It's still up on the week.
Yeah. So I think that this was a stock that actually showed some strength today, even though it was down 2%. It closed a little bit off its lows, and back to the daily chart, still a nice air pocket between Apple and its 10-day moving average. So this is certainly not a broken stock. And the thing is, right now is we're really not seeing a whole lot of broken stocks out there. Yeah, we're seeing some selling in large cap tech, but no sell signals that I've seen at this point. Again, we've trimmed some winners back, and we did again today. But I thought Apple's price performance today was perfectly normal. Volume wasn't really heavy on the downside with Apple. It was below average and pretty close to what we saw yesterday. So pretty orderly decline for Apple, and really just a really interesting day for the market. But I think again, the key takeaway is that we are still in a power trend. We're still in a confirmed uptrend, and if we get new leadership ready to step into place here, it could
Right.
kind of offset the weakness we're seeing in large cap tech stocks.
All right. Well, I have more that I want to ask you, Ken, about the broad market, about stocks on your watch list and trades from the quarter, but we'll have to save that for scorecards. So we'll hop on
Coming
over to
right up.
that. And that's it from us here for today, everyone. So we'll see you at Leaderboard Scorecard. And then we also have you covered tomorrow morning on IBD Live, starting 10 minutes before the opening bell. So we will see you there. Thanks, everyone. Bye now.